Hi everyone and welcome to Single Mom Sessions. My name is Sophie and I'm a single mom. It's October and this is the month of Health Awareness Month. As a nation, we're celebrating mental health awareness and there's a lot of campaigning going on around that subject at the moment. But as I was preparing for this session, I found myself almost in conflict because if we are bringing awareness to mental health, it means that we are assuming that we are aware of the mental issues that we face. And being a single mom and the mental issues that I have been facing has led me to believe that sometimes we don't actually identify with the mental issues that we experience, or sometimes simply we deny. So today, I really just wanted to have a somewhat heavy hearted conversation about um, some of the mental issues that actually affect us as single moms or as single parents. And I have decided to call it the SAD truth about being a single parent. The sad truth about being a single parent, and that is the sadness, the anger, and the depression cycle that goes around. Because even if you get to a point of accepting that you are a single mom, this cycle almost creeps up on you from time to time. It's a cycle of feeling that this is not how it was supposed to be. This is not how it's meant to be. Unless your single parenthood journey has been planned, this thought stays with you. It almost always resonates with you that any little thing can just trigger it, that your reality, for some reason you believe that your reality is not as it should have been, like something went wrong. In order for us to end up being single parents, there was an error in our journey of life. And that feeling sometimes presents itself in sadness of this truth. You feel sad, you feel stuck, so it saddens you go through this phase where you may be feeling angry at the situation, at the reality. There comes a need, and for whatever external reason, you fail to meet the need that's within the family between you and your child or your children. And then you think, but you know what? If things were the way that they should have been, this need would have been met. And sometimes it goes as far as putting us in a depressive state to say, if things would have been the way that they should have been, things would be different. And we need to identify with the cycle, because I've realized with myself that I have a good moments. I have really great moments where I'm in line with my truth. I know where I stand. I know what happened. I'm accepting that, you know what, this is my path, and this is how it was meant to be. There's no any other path, because I'm not on that path. If I'm not in that reality, then the reality that I'm in now is exactly the one that I'm meant to be in. So I have those days. But there comes a time, and like I said, it's almost like it creeps up on you. Ne? So it just feels offish. It just feels like an alternate reality. And you find yourself being in that state, and it's very hard. It feels like you might be defeating yourself if you accept yourself, if you accept that reality, if you accept that it's a mental problem. If you accept that I'm feeling depressed, I'm feeling angry, I'm feeling sad, I'm feeling lonely, whatever it may be, it almost like if you accept that, you're accepting defeat. So I wanted to raise awareness on the issue of the mental issues that we face. Like I said, this thing is constantly in our mind. It's constantly in our mind. Little things trigger it. But there's just some days where it gets to you, almost like it builds up in you and then it cripples you. But we need to be aware. We need to be aware for as long as we haven't gotten to a point where we can defeat it completely. We need to be aware of the cycle so that when it comes, we don't deny it. We are insightful of it. And maybe, just maybe, we can bounce back a little quicker. Because when your mind gets to that point, when your body gets to that point of experiencing some severe sadness, some loneliness, some depression, you don't just bounce back. You need to identify yourself with that situation, accept it for what it is, and then maybe we'll just bounce back a little quicker. So, mothers, I want you to know, single mothers, I want you to know that it's not you and you're not alone. And the truth that I know and that I believe happens to many of us as single moms, because I have spoken to other single moms and it's come up. But when it happens, maybe sometimes you think you're alone. The other truth is that because it's just you and your child, sometimes there's no one else to take it out on. If you are one of those people that when you are in that state, it comes out on those around you, you might find that you're acting out on your child. And then you go back and feel guilty for acting the way that you've acted, and then you look down on yourself, and then the cycle just drags. So, mommies, I want you to know you are not alone. And if you tend to do that, identify with it. Be aware that I'm in this state. When I'm in this state, this is how I react. And if it's something that's affecting your child, you can apologize. It'll make a huge difference. Some of the kids might not even remember you shouting because you've pulled yourself back right after. But apologize to your child. Forgive yourself. And if you feel that you're acting out is just too much for your children, maybe send them away for that time. But that can only happen if we are aware of the state that we're in mentally. Let us be consciously aware of where we are mentally. If you wake up in the morning, ask yourself, how am I feeling? Where's my mindset at? Is it a good day? Is it a bad day? What are you expecting? What are you planning about the day ahead? Let us be honest with ourselves and about our emotions. I've seen that some people struggle, they really struggle to come to terms with how they're actually feeling, to a point that they lie even to themselves. You know how some women say, I'm okay, but you can clearly see that this person is not okay. But some of them say it with so much effort, trying to make themselves believe that they are okay when they're not. So, mothers, let's just learn to be honest with how we're feeling, because that will really help us identify when we're going through this cycle of some sadness, some anger, and some depression. And you know what? Sometimes you're going to be misunderstood. But if you yourself understand, I think it makes it a little bit better. So, mommies, I love you very much and I applaud you for the effort. No matter how little, what you are giving into your children daily, they will let you know. One day they will talk back to you and you will know that they've seen you push. So just keep pushing. Just keep pushing. But be honest with where you are mentally, be honest with where you are emotionally. I've said in my previous videos, I'm a big advocate of counseling and psychology. If you ever get to a point where you feel it just feels too much, you can always get some counseling. happiness, honesty, joy, love, shelter, provision for you and your family. I really hope that you have gained some insight and some strength to really be bold and take ownership of your sadness, of your anger, and of your depression. And say, when it comes, I'll be ready and I'll bounce back.